Have you ever noticed that in a room full of noise, the most formidable person is almost always the one who isn't speaking? Society has brainwashed us into believing that the loudest voice in the room is the one that holds the most power. We are told that to be successful, we must constantly broadcast our thoughts, our achievements, and our feelings to the entire world. But the ancient samurai of Japan understood a profound, chilling truth that modern society has completely forgotten. They knew that noise is a sign of insecurity, while silence is the ultimate manifestation of control. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why quiet people possess an invisible, unbreakable power. You will learn the timeless samurai strategy of using silence to command respect, protect your peace, and outsmart those who constantly talk. If you have ever been called too quiet or felt overlooked by a loud world, this story will change the way you see yourself forever. Chapter 1. There is an old Japanese proverb, "The tongue is like a sharp knife, it kills without drawing blood." When you speak, you are only repeating what you already know. But when you remain silent, you give yourself the opportunity to learn what everyone else knows. Loud people constantly reveal their hands. They expose their insecurities, their plans, and their weaknesses to anyone willing to listen. The quiet person, however, operates like a master strategist playing a game of Go. Because they are not busy thinking about what to say next, their minds are free to observe the hidden truths of the room. They notice the subtle change in a person's breathing, the nervous shifting of feet, the lies hidden behind a forced smile. In real life, imagine being in a high-stakes negotiation or a difficult argument. The person who talks the most is usually the one who is most desperate to convince you. The silent person simply listens, lets the other side exhaust their arguments, and waits for the perfect moment to state their terms. By mastering the art of the pause, the quiet person forces others to fill the uncomfortable silence. And in their rush to fill that silence, people almost always reveal the very secrets they were trying to hide. Chapter 2. There is a profound concept in samurai philosophy known as Fudoshin, which translates to the immovable mind. It is the state of maintaining complete emotional composure, regardless of external chaos or provocation. Quiet people naturally embody Fudoshin in their daily lives. When an insecure person insults you or tries to provoke an emotional reaction, they are actively trying to steal your power. They want you to get angry, they want you to shout back, because the moment you lose your temper, you lose control. But what happens when you meet their loud aggression with absolute immovable silence? Silence acts as an impenetrable mirror. It reflects the aggressor's toxic energy right back at them. Without your emotional reaction to feed on, their anger quickly turns into embarrassment and intimidation. Real-life power is not about who can shout the loudest. It is about who can remain the calmest. The quiet person knows that their peace of mind is far too valuable to hand over to a fool. Chapter 3. Miyamoto Musashi, the greatest swordsman in Japanese history, believed that unpredictability was the key to absolute victory. If your opponent knows exactly what you are thinking, they know exactly how to defeat you. People who overshare on social media or constantly boast about their next big move are making themselves incredibly vulnerable. They invite jealousy, sabotage, and unnecessary opinions from people who do not want to see them succeed. But the quiet person moves in absolute silence, building their empire in the shadows. Because nobody knows what the quiet person is doing, nobody knows how to stop them. They do not seek validation from the crowd. They seek results from their own disciplined efforts. And when they finally achieve their massive success, it seems to the loud world as though it happened by magic overnight. Silence creates an aura of deep mystery and immense respect. When you speak rarely, people assume that what you are thinking is far more profound than what others are saying. Chapter 4. There is a vast difference between being quiet out of fear and being quiet out of choice. The weak are quiet because they are afraid of what the world will think of them if they speak. But the truly powerful are quiet because they know their words are incredibly valuable, and they refuse to waste them on trivial matters. Think about the people in your life who never stop talking, complaining, or gossiping. Over time, their voices become like background noise. You stop listening because their words have lost all meaning. But consider the person who almost never speaks, who sits back and observes while everyone else chatters. When that quiet person finally leans forward and opens their mouth to speak, the entire room goes dead silent. Everyone stops what they are doing to listen, because they know that whatever this person is about to say has been carefully thought out. A samurai did not draw his sword to intimidate. He drew his sword only when it was time to strike decisively. Your words are your sword. Keep them sheathed until the exact moment they are needed, and their impact will be devastating. Chapter 5. And in today's hyper-connected world, we are constantly bombarded by opinions, fake news, and endless distractions. This constant noise drains our mental energy, leaving us exhausted, anxious, and deeply unhappy. The quiet person has discovered the ultimate sanctuary, the fortress of their own inner mind. By choosing silence, they disconnect from the drama of the crowd and reconnect with their truest self. They process their trauma, conquer their fears, and formulate their goals internally, without needing a crowd to validate them. If you can learn to sit alone in a room in absolute silence for an hour without going crazy, you will become unstoppable. You will realize that all the answers you have been frantically searching for in other people were inside of you the entire time. From this day forward, stop feeling guilty for being the quiet one in the room. Stop feeling the need to explain yourself, your dreams, or your actions to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Embrace the silence, let the fools exhaust themselves with their own noise, and start building your strength in the shadows. Because when the time finally comes for you to make your move, the world won't just hear you. They will have no choice but to bow to the master who spoke louder through silence than they ever could with words.